Notice that affiant is not a slave or ward of the court. Your name or organization. Your address. City, state, zip code, email address. Phone number. Date. 2. Recipient's name or organization, recipient's address, city, state, zip code. Subject, formal declaration of legal status and autonomy. Dear, recipient's name. Legal basis for this notice. This letter serves as formal notification that the undersigned, hereinafter referred to as affiant, is not a slave, indentured servant, or ward of the court. No court, agency, or governmental entity holds lawful authority to impose involuntary servitude, claim wardship, or exercise custodial control over the affiant without voluntary, knowing, and intentional consent in accordance with constitutional and natural law principles. 1. No legal status as property. The affiant is a free and sovereign individual, not subject to ownership or control by any entity. 2. No implied wardship. The affiant is not a ward of the court and rejects any presumption of incompetency or custodial authority over their person or affairs. 3. Right to self-determination. The affiant retains all inalienable rights, including the right to contract, travel, own property, and engage in commerce without interference or restriction beyond what is lawfully applicable. 4. Jurisdiction must be proven. Any claims of jurisdiction over the affiant must be proven with verifiable legal documentation and due process. Immediate required actions. 1. Cease and desist any unlawful claims of control. Any attempt to impose authority or control over the affiant must cease immediately unless supported by valid legal documentation. 2. Provide written proof of jurisdiction. If any agency, court, or entity claims authority over the affiant, it must provide verifiable proof of jurisdiction with full transparency. 3. Acknowledge legal limitations. The recipient must acknowledge that the affiant is not subject to any presumption of involuntary servitude, wardship, or control without due process and lawful consent. Legal consequences for unlawful claims. Failure to recognize the affiant's lawful status or continued efforts to impose unauthorized control may result in civil and criminal penalties. Any party attempting to enforce control over the affiant without legal basis may be held personally liable. Lawsuits for violations of rights. Unlawful actions may result in claims for damages, deprivation of rights, and legal recourse under constitutional and human rights protections. Public and legal accountability. Any false presumption of control over the affiant may be challenged in legal proceedings, leading to reputational, legal, and financial consequences. This notice serves as official documentation that the affiant is a free and autonomous individual. Any further attempts to claim authority over the affiant must be lawfully justified and proven. Failure to comply with this notice will be considered a violation of the affiant's rights and subject to legal challenge. A response addressing this matter is expected no later than specific date. If further clarification is required, you may contact me at your contact information. Sincerely. Your name, your position, if applicable your organization name, if applicable. Enclosures, list any attached documents,